Hey, I'm Allison with Faith Squared Music at faith-squared.com, and this is episode 9 of Jumping Off the Page. Apologies for a time lag since my last episode. Lots of fun and exciting things happening with Faith Squared, demanding my time and attention, but here I am again, sharing some perspective I hope might help others on their journey toward healing and wholeness. Today we're in Exodus, primarily chapter 14. The way it relates to the challenges of navigating chronic anxiety, illness, or pain really jumped off the page at me recently. Hoping it resonates with you. Here we go. When Moses and the children of Israel were fleeing Egypt, the most memorable moment in the Bible and in the movie, The Ten Commandments, is the parting of the Red Sea. I'd like to examine that just a bit. Put yourself in the position of the former slaves. They had just left a life of oppression, but also of security. The challenges were huge, I'm sure, but relatively predictable. It was a simple existence, and it was all they had ever known. Now, thinking they had a ticket to freedom and a better life, suddenly they have a huge body of water in front of them and Pharaoh's armies at their back. And they hadn't seen the movie or read the book. There is no way any of them could have guessed what was coming next, how God was going to use Moses to perform one of the top 10, 5, 4, maybe miracles of all time. He would not only take them safely to the other side on dry land, but the soldiers would also no longer be a threat. In the moment, they must have been so terrified. They started hollering at Moses, screaming that they would have been better off staying slaves in Egypt than dying like this. I think I might have said something similar myself had I been there. Their situation takes between a rock and a hard place to a whole new level. So did God see this coming? I'm sure he did. Did he have a plan all along? Yeah, I'm sure he did. Did he need to tell everyone in advance in order for that to all work? No, he didn't. It's not how he operates, and it's not how life works. In a recent interview for a podcast, I was asked about the role that my faith played in my recovery. One of the things I said applies well here. When things got bad and I was really scared, I just didn't believe that God had brought me this far only to bring me this far. God didn't bring his people out of slavery and all the trouble that entailed with the plagues and everything, just to let them drown in the sea or die at the hands of soldiers. When you are in a scary place between death by soldier or death by drowning, or between your rocks and your hard places, and you can't see the ending, it can be really, really tough to just trust that it will eventually be okay. And yet that is precisely what will pave the way for things to eventually be okay. Trust. Even if you feel like you're facing circumstances as impossible as what Moses and his people faced in that insanely terrifying situation. Oh, how I get that. I felt stuck in just such a place for years, and all the fear that went with it, taking a huge toll on my health and my well-being, chipping away at my hope. And yet, here I am now, living a life of health and joy and fulfillment I couldn't have imagined back when I was in the thick of it, just trying to survive from one day to the next, or sometimes just from 1 hour or one moment to the next. So let's go back and look at what we have to learn from Exodus 14, specifically verses 13 to 16. And Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace." And the Lord said to Moses, "Why do you cry to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward, but lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry land through the midst of the sea." And they did. Here are the high points as I see them. 1, don't be scared. Do not fear. 2, stand still and watch what I'm going to do. 3, your enemy is about to be eliminated. 4, so move forward. 5, I'm clearing the way so you can do that. I love the words stand still. Sometimes the very thing that stalls our recovery is our desperation for recovery, a sense of urgency that we have to fix everything right now or else. Sometimes answers and aid are right in front of us or just around the corner, but we can't see them because we're so consumed dashing about frantically in a panic. A tragic case of not seeing the forest for the trees. Did they cross the sea in just a few minutes? No, it took a long time. Were all their troubles over? No, they still had a lot to learn and experience. Was it worth it? Oh, yes, it was. Did I cross my Red Sea in a week or a month? No, it actually took years. But as I was crossing, I could see the other side. I knew I was being guided to my own personal promised land, and that made all the difference. Sure, there were many times I became discouraged at how hard it was and how long it was taking. But freaking out about that never helped. It always made it worse. Reaching the point of being able to stand still in a place that has been dominated by fear and a sense of danger is possible. Not only is it possible, it is sometimes your best ticket to the fastest and most reliable way forward. Once you figure it out, once you really see how God didn't take you this far only to just take you this far, the rest of the journey will change. Trust and faith will make your road so much easier to travel, and soon your personal enemies will be far behind you. What can you do to stand still today? Let go of agendas and timelines. Take some deep breaths. Give thanks for how far you've come and for a growing understanding of neuroplasticity that shows the way forward. Repeat to yourself, it is what it is for now, and that's okay. I'm okay. This will pass. I can do this. God is helping me, even when it doesn't feel like it. Thousands of others, in more dire straits than you or than I have ever had to face, overcame their own personal Red Seas and Pharaoh's armies. I did it, and you can do it too. Please know this. God didn't take you this far just to take you this far. And then remember, relying on hope is pretty difficult to do when you continue to declare despair and desperation. So please stop telling yourself that it's too hard, that you can't do it. That does not help. It makes it worse. And it is also blinding you to the pillar of light that has been placed in your path to guide you through the darkness. Speak hope and faith out loud, even if it's just a declaration that you desire hope and faith, that you are seeking it and you are ready to welcome it. And if you need to, simply rely on the hope and faith of others who have crossed their seas on dry land before you, now standing on the opposite shore, beckoning you forward. And then stand still and watch what God does in your life. You're going to be amazed. And the people all said, amen. Amen.